Greetings, Mark Rang here, publisher of the Conway Daily Sun. And today my guests are Joe Hogan and Sheila Duane of Ridgeline, the big project down by Redstone. I guess that's where it's located. And Joe, you're the owner and founder of Continuum. And Sheila, you are the new executive director of the whole project.
Correct.
And you've been on board.
Today is day 9.
Okay, so you're just starting, and Joe, it's known as Ridgeline,
Correct.
but it's Continuum. So, quickly, what's the connection, or how's that?
Continuum is the name of sundry of companies that I have. Continuum Health Services is actually a management company. We've been managing nursing homes and assisted living facilities in Maine for 35 plus years. And so that's our brand, Continuum, and we also have an entity called Continuum Development that does real estate development.
And you're out of Maine.
We're out of Maine.
Okay.
And we also have our company of record here is Continuum at North Conway, LLC.
Right, so it's Continuum is basically your umbrella, and
That's right.
Ridgeline is this particular development here.
That's correct.
So we're here to talk about a lot of things. One thing is the new homes that are going to be built, and there's one representative of that. So we'll get to talk about that specific project, but maybe we can just talk about overall some of the pieces in it.
Okay.
You've got the 17, and I think we have a slide of that too, the 17 rental units which were
That's
put
correct.
in last fall. And are they for rent now?
They
for-
are,
Okay.
and they're occupied, some of them.
Okay. And so what kind of, what's the makeup of the people who are renting? Young, old,
It's a
all over?
variety.
Yeah.
It's a variety from folks that are older and some retired to folks that are, people that are working, and it's an age group from young to older.
Okay. And what's the price range for the rental units for those?
The rental range is $1,550 per month, including utilities. And we also have a couple of units that are $1,750. Even though they're the same units, probably important to remind you that the success of this project was dependent on a grant that we received from the New Hampshire Department of Economic Development. We applied in a competitive situation, and we were awarded a $3 million grant, which went a long way to making the project affordable. And the conditions of that grant is that we have to have 15 of the 17 units rented to people who meet income guidelines.
I see.
And then the rent is capped at the HUD rate, which this year is $1,550 per month. We include the utilities, and that's a commitment that we've made for a 5-year period of time in kind of repayment of the grant.
Sure. Okay. So that's the first phase, and the whole thing is really about community, right? I mean, you go from those rental units to the homes we can talk about, and then you're going to have assisted care. So it's really, which is really lacking here, as we know a lot of people, they have their homes, and then we all know people, us locals anyway, and of who have to go to southern part of the state, in assisted care. So that's a part of that. So if we could just run through some of the major pieces, talk about the assisted care, the medical center, a little bit about that.
Yeah, not to bore you with the history, but we, a local citizen, Byard Kennett, and the Kennett Company owned the 126 acres of land that we purchased. And Byard was primarily interested, or he contacted me through an engineer that we both used to find out more about assisted living, and encouraged me to take a look at the Mount Washington Valley area to put an assisted living facility there. So that's how it all started. And when we came over there, we realized that there's more than just 4 or 5 acres that we'd need for an assisted living facility. And Byard said, well, my family's company, we're not developers per se, but there is commercial frontage. There are more opportunities than just what is in our wheelhouse. And we decided, yeah, that makes sense. Why don't we buy the entire parcel of land and come up with a subdivision that meets more than just the assisted living need in the community. For example, medical office building was a huge need that we heard about. And so when we did the subdivision, we decided that there should be a lot dedicated to having medical office use there.
So medical office use, now just, so assisted living, does that mean it's going to be progressive where you start out with independent living and then assisted living and then nursing home, or how does that fit in?
Yes, the assisted living facility is going to be on a lot. Ridgeline is a 9-lot subdivision that was approved by the planning board.
And that lot goes, just so for point of reference here, it goes from Eagles Way, it butts on that east or south side, whatever that is, Eagles Way, and goes basically up to Kennett High School property.
Correct.
Correct? And
Right.
then west to, I guess it's west, no, it's east, whatever the direction that is, towards Redstone, to the road you put in, which is called what? Bonita?
Bonita's Way.
Yeah, Bonita's Way.
Right.
Okay.
And then Commercial Way connects Bonita's Way with Eagles Way.
Right. And Commercial
north
Way
end.
parallels Route 302.
Correct.
Right, okay. And then the new home development, so where's all this going to go? I guess you've got 100 acres there, there's a lot to spread out.
That's correct. Lot 1 is the commercial, we call it the commercial lot. And that's, we sold a pad to Norway Savings Bank that has a building under construction now, should be open this summer. The pad next to that was sold recently to Dunkin' Donuts. They're planning to put in a restaurant there. And then we have room for another pad that we're endeavoring to have a mix of retail on the first floor and residential on the top 2 floors.
And is that going to be in between the bank and Bonita's Way, like right on 302 there?
It is.
Okay.
It is. And then the newest development is that there is a piece of land between Lot 1 and the northern part of Bonita's Way. We're calling that Lot 10. And that was a 5-acre parcel that was surplus state-owned land that they had acquired years ago for the north-south expansion that
yeah.
never happened.
Right.
So now that the state's ready to sell that piece of land, we got a purchase and sale agreement so that we're going to acquire that lot. And that's where we're going to move our medical uses on what we're calling Lot 10.
So what is a medical center? I mean, what is that?
Well, for example, we may have an urgent care center there. We may have, and we are talking to some local providers in the community, an eyewear clinic, and perhaps an office, a doctor's practice.
Now, is that going to be specifically to serve Ridgeline, or would it be open to the public?
No, it'd be open to the public.
Nice.
Yeah.
And Sheila, I know you've only been on board for like 3 hours, but so what do you think about the whole project, and what is your role going to be? And I imagine some of it's outreach to the community.
So I'm really excited for the project. It's a great project, seeing that it's got all of the different facets that the Valley needs. I'm excited to work building the community and working with all the different aspects and the different folks that are going to be there, from the commercial folks that are looking to build their businesses to the folks that are then going to transition from a home that they've had forever to one of our new cottages. I look forward to that, and I look forward to working with the community to pull them all together.
No, it's a pretty substantial operation there, and it's just a lot going on. So the medical center, the 17 units, the cottages, and what about the boiler? I remember that was
Right.
Go ahead.
It's
Explain
a
that,
district
please.
heating plant. We applied for another grant from the U.S. Forestry Service. We were successful in being awarded $1 million to develop a district heating plant that would burn wood chips. And we also got a $400,000 grant from the Department of Economic Development to help in that regard. And the idea is that this plant would have this high technology boiler, carbon neutral, very efficient, and it would burn wood chips, and it also has a propane backup So if the boiler has to be taken down for maintenance, that sort of thing, we still can conduct heat. And then there are super insulated pipes that go under the ground and serve our larger buildings. We're not going to heat every single cottage because those are so energy efficient now that
Electric.
an electric heat pump will do the job there. But the larger buildings, we have sleeves under Benita's Way so that we can access some of the larger buildings on Lot 1. Certainly the assisted living facility will benefit from it. We're even talking to Kennett High School about supplying Kennett High School with heat and air conditioning from our plant.
So is that, I mean, is it basically a giant forced hot water system? I mean, it's
Yes.
generating hot
That's
water, right?
It is.
Right.
Yep.
So, and how much? I mean, what's the scale of that? I mean, people are familiar with Berlin with the giant boiler up there, and they go through hundreds of trucks of whatever they go through, lots and lots of trucks. But how many trucks of wood chips is that going to burn?
Well, I wish Charlie were here to answer the technical questions. But as I understand it, there would probably be a couple of deliveries a week
Yep.
in the peak season, heating season. Less than that, obviously, during the summertime.
Sure.
But there are local chip manufacturers or logging that will go out to bid. And and that's why the forestry department, I think, gave the grant, is that they're creating a market for
the wood chips.
sustainable wood chip product.
Right, and I know that's important to local loggers and
Right.
truckers and all that, and that's a big issue up in Berlin with the biomass plant. So, and then if there's a final piece, I guess, are condos. Eventually going to build condos on the southern side of Eagles Way or the eastern side?
It's the western side
Western
of Eagles
side.
Way.
I know.
Yeah.
I got to get a compass here. So that's west, but
Right.
it is south a little bit, right? Yes.
Right.
Okay, southwest versus north. Okay, got it.
Right. That's we call that Pine Hill, and that we have permitted for 140 condominium units, and we initially configured to have two buildings. One would have 80 condominiums in it. The other would have 60. But we're now revising that plan to have some single-family units and some attached townhouses.
And those are going to be market priced.
Those are going to be market
Yeah.
priced.
So getting back to the community aspect, and then we'll get into the actual homes, a timeline of all this.
The timeline is that, of course, Lot 1 is underway with the bank and Dunkin' Donuts. Lot 5 and Lot 6 are going to be single-family
And
condominiums.
these are the homes. Oh,
These
no.
are the homes,
Okay.
55 plus.
Okay.
Well, not Lot 5. Lot 6 will be 55 plus, 20 of those. They'll have two-car or one-car garage attached. Lot 5 will have 10 homes that are slightly smaller in size, and those are going to start construction this spring.
All right. So why don't we bring that slide up, Rob, please, and see what they look like. So is that I mean, I'd look at that as a nice home.
That's
I
a
guess you
50
call them
right.
cottages. Are they cottages? Is that the?
Well, we've termed them as cottages, but
Okay.
they're 2-bedroom. Some have one car garage and 2-car garages. They have a lovely, they're all on one floor. They have a wonderful layout. They have a sunroom on them, and they're very nicely put together.
Yeah. And are they? And you said over 55. So
Yes.
you have to be 55. So it's a. How does that work? I mean, can you just establish an over 55 community?
Yes.
Simple as that.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
There's no. Okay. I guess I'm
Heat
thinking, how
restriction.
can you? Never mind. I don't know the ins and outs of how over 55 communities, but over 55, and
Right.
there's another unit or whatever, or is that the back? That's another type of another style, right?
Correct.
All right.
Yeah.
And do we have that picture of the town? Oh, there's another style. So these are all different styles they're going to
Yeah,
be.
these are the homes that'll be on Lot 5. There will be 10 of those.
It's got a farmer's porch. Very nice.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, that's an overall
And
view.
there's a view of Lot 5. Yeah, there are 10 of them on that lot. And then there are 20 of the other combination of the other two slides that you saw.
Sure.
So,
Well, very good. I mean, how is the, now you've tweaked the plan. I think over the last couple of years in terms of the mix. Can you describe why you did that? And maybe that gets into the overall real estate market, and how do you folks see that it's changed, or has it, other than being really tight?
Yeah, there is a lot of demand, and we know that the 55 plus like one-story construction. They like the new maintenance free. They like to be part of an association where a lot of the upkeep is done for them. And they also like to know that as they age in place, they can, if they need the facility of healthcare, they can move into that. So that need has not gone away. We did some reconfiguration, again, lot 6, where we now have 20 of those homes. We originally had a 26,000 square foot medical office building.
I see.
And as we started to talk to local providers of various kinds of care, it became clear that that was really too big of a setup. They would rather have smaller, like 5,000 square foot buildings. And so we decided that, all right, we'll not do the 26,000 square foot medical office building. We'll buy some more land on lot 10 and put maybe 4 buildings of 4,000 or 5,000
Okay.
square feet, and then we'll backfill lot 6 with more single-family homes.
So the single-family homes, and, you know, you're doing a lot. So it's you know, you've got the rental units, and you know, with the capped rental rents, and then the over 55. So of all the homes over 55?
No,
No, I mean the condos won't be. I realize that on
Yeah,
the west
right,
side,
right.
but all the ones we just saw, those are all over 50.
just 20 of them.
Just 20 of them. Okay, so you have that section of over 55, and why are they but the other ones aren't?
The other ones on lot 5 are not.
Okay,
They're
so-
for any age.
And why? I mean, why is there some here and the 55 over there? Does because of the 55 share? Because they're really like describe it. They're not condominiums because you own your house, but they must have common property.
Yes, condominium is the concept of how it was planned as a planned unit development, a condominium. And so they would buy their structure and be part of a condominium
Right.
association that would own the common areas. I
So what makes
apologize.
it? No, I guess let me ask you. This is my layman's question, but what makes it over 55 versus the other homes that aren't?
Well, in terms of the numbers, I apologize for confusing you with the numbers, but lot 6 is for 55 plus cottages. Lot 7 is going to be the healthcare facility. Lot 8 is going to be 33 more 55
Okay.
plus housing. Lot 4 across the road is going to be independent living for 55
Okay.
plus. So
It's a village.
it's a village. Yeah.
I mean, okay.
And then lots 5 and 9, we're selling those to. There's no age restriction
Right.
on those.
Right. And what's the market price on the 55 and older homes? Do they vary or about?
About the 55 start at 825. The homes on lot 5 start at 725.
Yeah. So nothing is inexpensive these days.
It is not.
Yeah. And what is the? I mean, and how is it that you're, people are having trouble finding tradespeople and all that? I mean, how is that affecting the project in terms of its build out?
Well, we're able to keep up with it. We do have a good builder, contractor that we work with. We have local AJ Coleman and Sons. They're doing the earthwork. They're a spectacular company. They have the horsepower to get things done in a timely fashion. And we, build them as fast as we can sell them. And that takes time. We did use a modular builder, KBS, over in South Paris, built those 17 cottages. That particular development did lend itself to that kind of a construction type. The homes that we're building, we're going to be a little more customized.
So they're going to be
we're having a
customized.
stick builder.
Oh, they are going to be stick built.
Yes.
So do you anticipate how does that work? Like most developments, you build 1 or 2 proof of concept, and then once 1 or 2 homes are sold, it sort of gains momentum, right?
That's right.
Is that how this is going to
That's
unfold?
exactly how. Yep. We're going to be starting out with 6 cottages, 6 homes between lots 5 and 6. And as they are constructed and sold, or at least spoken for, then we'll go and build 2 or 3 more. And I think Ridgeline overall will be at least a 5-year build out.
Sure. And you know, getting back to the community aspect of it, I mean, there's really nothing, Sheila, that's, I mean, we have nursing homes, right? But there's really no over 55 housing developments anywhere, right?
No, there isn't enough over 55 development here in the valley
So that's,
that I know of. No.
yeah, so that's new. And, you know, and obviously having a medical center there, and then the assisted care living, so it's going to keep a lot of people that we all know who have moved out of the valley,
Right.
giving them the opportunity to stay locally, which would be great.
Correct.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, we're hoping to, have enough offerings on other lots that will help create a good quality of life for people who choose to buy a home and live there. And it would be an asset to the community. Community members can certainly come into the Dunkin' Donuts and it's
In the
not
medical center.
the medical
Right.
office uses
Yeah.
that are there.
Well, it's certainly centrally located. You can't get any better than that, next to the grocery stores and shopping and all
Right.
that. So, well, good. Is there anything else we can kind of top this off with outside of saying that, you know, I think a lot of people are looking forward to seeing this unfold, and I know people are excited about just even having more rental units, never mind the homes.
Right.
Yes.
And the assisted care is a big piece.
Well, Sheila's in place now. We're also working with Caldwell Bankers Lifestyle Real Estate Agency. They have a team of realtors that
Yep. That we're going to work with.
Sheila's referring to to help guide the sales process. And then Sheila, of course, will manage the rentals and recruitment of the commercial tenants.
That sounds like a
So-
pretty big job, Sheila.
It is.
Well, I know you're up to it, so hey, I think we're good. So,
Lucky to have her.
Joe, it's been a pleasure, and Sheila, it's always nice to see you. Joe
All right,
and Sheila,
thanks very
nice to
much.
see you.
Pleasure to see you
All
again.
right, take care, guys.
All right, so long.
Goodbye.